Matt Briggs is the Managing Director of Prodigy Gold. It is my pleasure to now hand over to Matt.
Thanks very much, Amy. So Prodigy Gold has a very large land holding in the Tanami region of the Northern Territory. It's a world-class district. It holds the Newmont Kali mine that's over 14 million ounces, and also the Northern Star Ground Rush deposit of over 1.7 million ounces as well. We have a million ounces of resources that we're looking to grow, and also aiming to spend around $5 to $6 million on our 100% exploration, screening the Tanami using geochemistry to test through the shallow cover there. We've also completed joint ventures with IGO and Newmont to progress the gold exploration along with the battery metal and base metal exploration. The company has $10 million of cash in the bank. Additionally, an operator agreement with TRL Tanami, which should see that topped up with $2.3 million of cash as a buy-in, and 2.5% royalty on an ongoing basis. So if we look at the portfolio overall, in the northwest of the map visible, we have the Tanami region. Up to the north in Hyperion, we have 300,000 ounces immediately to the north of the Ground Rush deposit, and over up against the WA border, the Bonanza Blue Bush area with 700,000 ounces there. So this year we've been completing early stage exploration along with Newmont in the joint venture to the south of the Tanami, taking advantage of the restrictions with COVID. We started to progress the copper gold areas of the North Arunta on a 100% basis for the first time this year, and also Reynolds Range out to the southeast. And I've got a more exciting target to talk about in a slide or two down there. Off to the south, you can see that joint venture. It's now 70-30 with IGO, with some high-grade cobalt, along with copper and gold targets off to the south. So first half of the year was a little challenging for us. To protect traditional owners, there was a shutdown of exploration in the first half of the year. We've managed to get the team back out in the ground. We've completed a number of aircore and RC campaigns on our 100% exploration, assisted IGO at Lake Mackay. And we still have people out in the ground, and we're looking to complete a diamond drilling program before the end of the year. So looking at one of the areas on pastoral country, so it's one that we shifted to when we could not get into the Tanami with the access restrictions, Reynolds Range. It's about an 80-kilometre long project. Previously defined out there was a 14-kilometre long gold trend. An airborne EM survey was completed to look for upside on the existing gold trends and to understand the controls. This year we've gone back through that survey and found a pretty exciting conductor at Scimitar that hasn't been drilled before. There was previous geochemistry back in the 90s over that target that identified gold, copper, lead, zinc, and silver anomalism. And that's a long strike of a mine that was mined in the 1950s, Reward, that produced up to 11%, or it averaged 11% copper. So zooming into Scimitar, sitting in the center of the project through there, we can see the outlines of the copper, silver, zinc. There's also lead and arsenic anomalies there, about 3 kilometers long. And you see in the airborne EM survey, multiple 200-meter long conductors giving us the anomaly there. And if you compare the scale of that conductor to the much weaker conductor associated with the Reward mine to the south. So a long trend of the conductor next to the PB of the lead outline, you can see a cluster of sample points historically taken. They are over 1% copper and zinc in previous sampling through there. So we plan on coming in and doing 2 diamond drill holes there to look at the source of the EM conductor and see if that is associated with the anomalism that we're seeing in the surface geochem. More recent mapping by the geologist has identified substantial malachite at surface, and we see a picture there of one of the rocks sitting at surface, and we've got malachite at surface extending for several kilometers. Where the conductor is, there's more cover. This is sitting a little off to the east, so potential for multiple mineralized surfaces out through there. So the first 2 diamond holes will give us a good understanding of the stratigraphy and potential host of the conductors through there. Other targets that we're looking to progress, Hyperion. So Hyperion proper in the southern end of the project area here has 300,000 ounces. Up in the north, first time this year is we've had entry permits granted to be able to commence work since the company acquired the project at Tregony. So there was a previous resource, JORC 2004 resource that we haven't declared as yet in JORC 2012 at Tregony. Some quite spectacular results there. 3 meters at 106 grams. You've got 3 meters at 44 grams. Amongst others. And this is the deepest section hosting the best results. Typically this structure extending for about 4 kilometers is drilled to between 50 and 80 meters below surface. So we're looking at doing diamond drilling to confirm that existing resource early in the new year, along with looking at depth extensions to the mineralization. Off to the west, you see PhD. So zooming into PhD, 9-kilometer long soil anomaly there. The central 3.5 kilometers have had limited RC drilling. The best of the holes is shown in the cross section to the right. An intersection of 8 meters at 2.1 grams. That hole got jammed, the hammer got jammed and ended in a 9-gram sample. So we're looking at coming in down dip of that hole, looking for the true width of the mineralization and looking for down dip extensions and see if we can grow the system. Similarly, we will test the full 9 kilometers of strike incrementally with RC drilling. The area was recently surveyed in the last 18 months with airborne EM sponsored by the Northern Territory government. And you can see here the magnetic, the darker lines in the mag image clearly aligning with the soil geochemistry. So a real walk-up target for us to get into. Unfortunately, we were going to be drilling this target at the moment, but the rig packed it in and has to go back for a rebuild. So it probably won't be till the new year till we can get out and test this target. A number of early stage targets in the Tanami that we'll be following up at Maverick and Tabby. Good geochemistry at Maverick that we're looking to drill with RC, and Tabby, an area with the right sort of rocks, the right sort of magnetic signature, and just has not been drilled previously, sitting under some shallow cover down through there. Moving out to the far east of the project, this was an area that we previously had joint ventured. The smaller company couldn't get the funds to progress the project, so we've taken it back 100%. There's a number of early stage, large scale early stage targets. You see Lennon, Eleanor, Harrison and Waldron's, all multi-kilometer gold and other indicator elements in soil anomalies out through there. So we'll be doing the first air core drilling into many of these targets coming up. Looking at the joint ventures briefly, Lake Mackay, a number of battery metal targets. So previously 1 to 2% cobalt intersected in the targets at Grimlock and Swoop. Leach test work demonstrated that we could, at atmospheric conditions with sulfuric acid, get out 97% of the cobalt. So we assisted IGO recently in completing 38 holes on Grimlock, which we're waiting for the results on. Swoop is a similar target. We're drilling for the first time. 18 holes were completed at Swoop. and also drilled another 3 base metal and gold anomalies out there that we're waiting for results on as well. So they should be coming back shortly. Previously, a lot of the targets here were defined through airborne EM, followed up rapidly with RC. There was a number of deeper targets, so we need a diamond rig out there and haven't been able to get one out there this year with the border lockup. So early in the new year, we'll be recommencing diamond drilling into a number of the targets at Lake Mackay. So 65 holes at the lab waiting to come back at the moment. Newmont, early days in the $12 million earn-in by Newmont. A number of soil targets were generated through the year with their deep sensing geochemistry in the northern half of the project. We are yet to complete the southern half of the soil geochemistry over the project area. That should happen early in the new year. One thing that we could do out there while we couldn't get on the ground is Newmont has completed a Falcon gravity survey. So that's an airborne gravity survey to refine the targets and to generate them over the southern part of the project area as well. So the soil geochemistry surveys will be completed shortly and followed up with diamond drilling. Straight to diamond drilling as we're under areas of thicker cover, one of the reasons that we joint ventured out this project area. So we've got operator agreement with TRL Tanami over the small Old Pirate project. That's a 10-year agreement that we're now a year into. $2.3 million cash coming in to top up our balance, and on an ongoing basis, 2.5% NSR royalty. This year, TRL has completed a couple of rounds of open pit optimization and resource update and a underground mining optimization. So they're looking to get into production next year. Gold price and permitting willing out through there. Just adjacent to Old Pirate is the 585,000 ounce Buccaneer resource that we have 100% of. So that's something that we're looking at doing data analytics on to see if we can get a better understanding of the controls of the mineralization there, and looking at what the current gold price does to that project. So potential for cash coming in, and other ways of looking at the existing resources. So this year's been a bit of a stalled start to the year, but we've got out onto the ground and done 11,000 meters of our own 100% drilling, 65 holes with IGO at Lake Mackay, looking to complete the 2 diamond holes at Scimitar into a pretty exciting EM conductor with geochem anomalism overlying it. And we'll get into another 5 million odd of 100% exploration in the new year. Joint venture partners are getting up and going. Advanced joint venture with IGO, so diamond drilling to happen out there, and the Newmont project will really get going this year. So it should be a big year for 2021 for Prodigy. Thanks, Amy.
A wonderful presentation from our 10th presenter on our 10-year anniversary. Thank you so much, Matt.